Good morning. Today we're going to do a little sander comparison. We've got the Metabo HPT variable speed 5-inch random orbital sander. It's a 2.5 millimeter sanding stroke. Got the Bosch ROS10 single speed 2.5 millimeter stroke, and the Max HPT 6-inch variable speed with a 5 millimeter stroke. Now, all of these boards have gone through the drum sander at 80 grit. We're going to take our pencil and cross hatch them. And then we're going to sand them up to 220. And see which one gives us a nicer look and finish and how long it takes per board. Alright, let me get our vacuum hose, we'll get our extension cord. We're starting with 120 grit. They were run through 80 grit. Run through the drum sander at 80 grit. So there's our 120, our 120's on it. Here's that. Let's give it a shot. There's 1 minute 7 seconds. All right, that's a very nice finish at 150 or 220. So 1 minute 51 seconds to go from 80 grit to 220. and it does very well balanced sander. Nice, quiet, nowhere near as loud and noisy as the others. We'll set this aside for the time being, and we'll try the Bosch next. Put our crosshatch on it. Let's get it plugged in and connected to the vacuum. Reset our timer. With the Bosch, we are at 2 minutes just to get from 80 to 120, where the MAXXT was 1:50 to go all the way to 220. So we're not going to go any farther with that one. Very nice sander, gives a very nice finish. It just takes a long time to do it. That's why everybody complains they hate sanding, because they're using these types of sanders and they take too long to get the job done. So let's come over here to the Metabo, get it all set up, and crosshatch the board, see what we got on it. I got too many cords laying behind the bench. I am all twisted up. All right, let's crosshatch this one. Now this one should be quicker than the Bosch because it's a variable speed. The Bosch has a tendency to slow down when you put it on the bench or put it on the work surface. And we'll reset. So 1 minute 11 seconds to bring this one down. Now let's see if we can get a good solid finish. Oop. Okay, so from 80 to 220. Now yes, I skipped a few grits, but we're dealing with poplar here, so we don't need super fine. That one looks really, really nice. Let's go back to the Max HT. Okay, I would say it's a tie between the Metabo and the Max HT. Both of them did it in right about 2 minutes. The Metabo is a beast. The variable speed is really nice. That was set at its highest speed. I don't think I had, in fact I know I did have the Max HT at its highest speed. The Bosch, beautiful sander, works great. Very reliable. I've had it for 5 years. You can get a hard and a soft pad for it. It gives a beautiful finish. It's great at the higher grits. If you want to remove material, the Metabo or the Max HT, both of them do an excellent job at removing material and giving a good finish without swirls. So, our sanding results. We started with 3 boards, same length, all ran through an 80 grit drum sander. We had a very good scratch pattern on every one of them. The Bosch single speed sander, to go from the 80 grit scratch pattern to a 120 took 2 minutes. The Max HT went from 80 grit to 220 in 2 minutes. Very beautiful, smooth surface, no swirlies. I love this sander. It is very well balanced. It's very quiet. It's a Mirka clone, I would say. Uses the Mirka pads on it, work fine. The Metabo HPT variable speed sander, set at its top speed, went 2 minutes to go from the 80 grit to 220. This is a great sander for stock removal. Gives a beautiful finish. Higher grits, you could slow the speeds down on it. Same thing with the Max HT. You could turn it down when you get to a higher grit. This one here is a lot taller sander. This one also wants to tip. So if you get near an edge, it's real easy to rock it off an edge. Where this one here, you get near an edge to sand it, it's not going to rock as easily. Beautiful sanders. I've owned this one for 5 years, this one for 3 years, this one I've had for about 2 months. And they all work great. I would say Sanding speed wise, these two are pretty much an equivalent. So if you don't want to dish out the $260 here, this is like $80. Beautiful sander. Both of them, all of them. Dust collection works great. But the home store center Bosch DeWalt Ryobis, they are a slower sander. You hear everybody saying sanding sucks. I love to sand. I like to see what I'm going to see it, the final product come closer to view. And with this, it's great on high grits. It's nice, slow. So if I'm going 220 or above, this is usually where I'm at because it works really, really nice there. I haven't used this that high up yet. I've used this one, but with its variable speed, I can do the same thing with this one here. I don't have to mess with any speeds. So, tie between these two, I didn't see any major difference between a 2.5 millimeter stroke and a 5 millimeter stroke. I would say just the main thing is the speeds and the quality of the sanders itself. This one here, when you put it down on the work surface, it wants to slow down. It has a 12,000 RPM open speed. So if I held up here, it would run at 12,000 RPM. When it hits here, it drops. This one here stays up there. This one here stays up there. This one's got a max speed of like 10,000 RPM. I think this one here is right about 12. So if I imagine if I put this one at its max and this one down one notch to bring it down to about 10, this one would probably edge out just a little bit. But if you're looking for a good quality sander, any one of the three will work for you. If you got bigger projects, I would go with one of these two. If you get it, do a lot of polishing type, this one here probably work a little better for you. You can get a polishing pad for it. You can also get a hard and a soft pad for it. I have not seen a hard pad for either one of these two as of yet. So, give them a shot, see what you like. I'll post links for each on the post. And this one here, now they have a variable speed for. They didn't when I bought this one. So they do have, it's an ROS10 VSP, I think it is. So that would probably bring you up to an equivalent of these two. But a good quality sander, Metabo, Bosch, and a Max HT. Thank you.